What's up, guys? This is Ernie from Otaku but Gangster. I'm here with Morgan, one of the producers for Captain America, Super Soldier. Looks pretty good. I mean, you must have seen the trailer so far. Let's talk to Morgan.
How's it going?
Good.
So Captain America, we're doing it for 360, PS3, Wii, DS. It's coming out next July 2011, along with a movie. But it's not actually a movie tie-in exactly, so it's a completely unique story. We're bringing in a whole bunch of new characters. So it's in the same universe, but not the same story as the movie.
Sounds very cool. And I'm noticing Cap's voice doesn't really sound like Chris Evans.
Well, we're talking to Chris Evans, see if he wants to do it, but as of right now, we're just using placeholder stuff. We're still about, well, I think Alpha's coming in around December, early December, so we're still quite a ways out.
It looks like some soldiers might start beating you up.
So the combat system's really, it's all contextual, so it depends on what they're doing and who they are, and that's how I'll behave back to them. So I can kind of counter them as they come after me. If they're hunched over like that, I'll use my shield to knock them down. I can also use some mobility to get out of the way if I need to, or jump right into the attack.
That's awesome. It looks and feels like Captain America. Now, I'm sure the shield is a huge part of the gameplay.
Exactly. I mean, it's a defensive weapon, so you can always block with it, if anybody's going to attack you. But you can also throw it, of course. You can do an aimed shield throw like that. You can do quick shield throws that'll just go out to anybody who's in range. As you upgrade over time, you get experience in the game, you can then hit multiple guys. So if I had 3 guys there, I could hit all of them in a single shot. But if I time it right, I can reflect the shot back at the guys as they shoot at me.
That is badass.
So you'll see, combat is one of the core pillars of the game, but we've also got this bit of acrobatic mobility, or platforming as we call it. Because Cap, he doesn't have the ability to fly, he doesn't have webs to get around, he doesn't have a invisible jet. So what we came up with is the idea of him as an acrobat, very agile, athletic, and that's how you can navigate through the environment.
I'm not too sure how far you guys are into the development, but do you have maybe like a ballpark of hours of gameplay or anything like that?
Not yet. It's still too early. Like I said, alpha, as we call it, it's in December. That's when we get all the content in there. At that time, we'll be able to play all the way through it and see how long it takes to get through.
His skills, how the skills are going to work? Are there skill trees or?
Yeah, there's like an upgrade tree path. So as you get through the environment, you find collectibles. Those collectibles act sort of like as experience points, right? So you can start upgrading using that experience points to buy new abilities, new skills. Like right now I'm blocking. If I had upgraded, I could use like a shield smash, which would hit everybody in a radius around me, like a damage area of attack spell.
I'm noticing around the edges of the screen there's a little bit of a flash.
Yeah, that's to indicate someone's about to shoot at me. The artwork is very early. It's placeholder. We'll replace that with a more final, polished-looking effect. But the idea is that Cap is always tactically aware of the situation and what's going on around him.
It's the super senses.
Yeah, the super senses. The super soldier senses. So a little bit of the puzzling element. So I need to get from this ledge over to the other side there, and there's these 2 little poles up there, but they're not extended yet. If I just hit them with my shield, it brings them down and creates a platforming line for me to get through the area. So again, just breaking up the combat with exploration and platforming.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah, keep it interesting.
Were you influenced by anything for the platforming? I mean, the combat feels a little like Batman Arkham Asylum. The platforming feels a little bit like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I guess
Prince of Persia was the other example. We
Prince of
were
Persia.
very much inspired by those games. I mean, Batman was an awesome game. I mean, Arkham really showed you that you can make a great superhero game without having to do like a movie tie-in or anything. Absolutely. So that inspired us, but also Prince of Persia inspired us. So, I mean, we're trying to take all those things, give them their own spin, and make them feel uniquely Cap.
It definitely does look unique. It feels unique. Well, I'm not playing, but it looks like it feels unique.
Basically what happens is you're on a timing scenario here. So if you start losing your timing, you'll get hit or take damage from the guy shooting at you. But if you cruise along, you'll just make it past it. There's no real fail condition. We didn't want to make it like you might die at any moment and then fall off and have to start the whole thing over again. So Cap will basically just start taking damage or get stuck in a spot, but you can always get out of it.
It looks awesome. Are there any quick time events in the game, or?
No, we're trying to stay away from quick time events.
It seems like a lot of developers are recently.
Yeah.
Are we going to see any crossover characters or any cameos aside from, the usual Captain America universe?
Well, yeah, that's one of the great things about working with Christos Gage is he knows the universe better than anybody, right? So as soon as he saw what we were doing, he's like, oh, I got the perfect idea for you. We'll get like Madam Hydra in there, we'll get Iron Cross in there, we'll get Arnim Zola in there. We're like, oh yeah, bring it on. Like, let's do as many characters as we can, right? So yeah, there's going to be a lot of other people in there.
Now, what kind of design are you using for the Red Skull? I know Red Skull has had a lot of different looks in his career.
Yeah.
Or what?
We haven't finished it yet, and that's actually something we're actively working with on Marvel because they're obviously doing him for the film. So we're going to try to stay, in parallel to that as much as we can. So it's still in development at this point.
Do you plan on, similar to Batman Arkham Asylum, it had the challenge rooms, you plan on adding stuff like that?
Absolutely. We plan on doing a couple different unlockable skins for him, so like different costumes. As you see right here, this is the classic costume. We'll obviously put the film costume in there as well. But yeah, then there will be different kinds of challenge maps and stuff like that. Challenge maps work really well because it also gives people an opportunity to sort of learn the mechanics themselves, to figure out how the fighting works and stuff, and then play it through the game.
Strictly a single-player experience, I'm assuming?
Yeah. We have to save something for the sequel.
Definitely. When your shield hits multiple enemies, does it do less damage per enemy hit?
No, the shield is more like a stunning device, so what I'm trying to do is like just stun these guys, so now I can choose my targets. So it's kind of like, we call it like a plate spinning mechanic, where you're trying to keep everybody like, stunned or staggered or down on the ground without getting hit by anybody at the same time. So that's what the shield is for sort of taking people out from a distance. If you really want to knock them down, then you usually want to go, I'll show you a second here since I stopped getting beat. So like if he's stunned over or something, I usually want to go into the target aim mode like this, and then I can throw it and knock him all the way down.
So that's where the big damage comes from, the shield.
And then you can finish them off if they're on the ground if you want to too.
Awesome. I saw at one point it cut to, it looked like kind of like a cinematic of the dude's face getting shattered. When does that cue?
Well, so what we've got down the bottom is this adrenaline meter. So you see it's like 1 bar is flashing right now. It goes up to 4 bars. As you fight these guys, you get a little bit of the energy, a little more juice for Cap, and then as that adrenaline meter builds up enough, you can perform the special moves. So I've got 2 of them now, and then that's when I can unleash what we're calling a crippling strike. So I just go into that mode right there and boom, finish the guy off in 1 shot.
That was mean, dude.
So we're going to be doing a bunch of variations of that. You'll be able to do special moves like that with your shield as well as with just standard strikes.
Now at any point will Cap be able, I know Cap is typically just shield and fists and feet. Does he use any other weapons or is that it?
Well, he doesn't have his own gun, but I can tell you if you bring a gun against him, you may want to be prepared for him to turn it against you.
That's Captain America Super Soldier. We'll talk about gangsta. Peace.